Hi, welcome to the VMachine VFX Info Wizard file tutorial. I'm Matthew Skinner and I'm going to show you how to get started with your VMachine and how to create your own wizard files. The first step is to start your VFX application, and up the very top you'll see a little power button, a little orange power button. Push it and select VST Instrument or Effect. I've got a shortcut on my desktop to take me straight to the VST plugins folder. You can see the location is just C drive, program files, Steinberg, and then VST plugins. You can see that the plugin that I've got installed that I want to show you the tutorial on is not showing up in the VST plugins folder, so we've got to manually locate it in the program files, applied acoustic systems, Tasman 4 demo. It's in the binary folder, and you can see here that there's a DirectX DLL. We don't want that one. We want the VST synth DLL. Open it. It's going to ask us for the plugin information file, which we're about to create, vfxinfo.txt file. That's not currently created, so if we hit cancel, it's going to ask us if we still want to bring it in without existing knowledge. We say yes, and it creates the VFX info file. To find that, we open up the VMachine folder called plugs. You can see here it's in C drive, documents and settings, the username of your computer, which is the name that you log in your computer as, application data, VFX, VMachine, and plugs. You can see now it's created a folder called Tasman Demo 4. If we open that up, there's your VFX info file. It's been automatically created. If we open that up in Notepad, which is the default, you'll see that it doesn't open up in a very readable format, so I suggest you open the file in WordPad. I've set it as the default, so it always opens up now. You'll see that the name of the folder that it resides in the plugs directory, is appearing up the top here. If you do want to change the folder that it's stored in, it's best to do it now before you start editing the file, because it's used for all the locations of the supporting files later on. So if you want to change it now. Otherwise it's probably best to leave it alone from here on in. If we open the VFX application back up, we can create a new bank by right hand clicking, go and create new bank, and the plugin is now available in the list down here. The plugin just gives us a warning that's the demo. Click OK, and then it's on the screen. If you want to hear sound, you've got to make sure you turn the mixer channels up, the master, and also the channel that you've inserted on, which is channel 1. Once you've saved your bank, we're now going to start a program which is free to download off the internet called RegSpy. You can try it out for 30 days, so take advantage of that and get as many plugins done as you can. Click the try. You can attach it to the VFX application which is running. If it's not running, it won't show up in this list. And then make sure the trace child processes box is ticked and click OK. It's now going to watch everything that the plugin does to the registry. So now if we go across in the presets or go to another bank and then switch back again, it's now going to show up all the keys that the plugin uses. We can forget about reading what fonts are installed on the system. We're only interested in these two. Click the disconnect button. And now the really cool of the RegSpy program is you can jump directly to these keys in regedit, just by right hand clicking and selecting regedit. You have to be disconnected from the application that you're spying on first. You can see now the registry editor has jumped up and it's gone straight to the location of that registry key. If we now right hand click on that registry key, we can go export, select Win9X NT4 format, and we're going to save that to the desktop as TAS1. Must be the format of NT4 for it to work. Click save, go back to RegSpy, select the next key, right hand click, go regedit. It's now jumped to the new location. Right hand click on the registry editor, export, once again set it to the NT4 format. I'm going to call it TAS2, put it on the desktop, and make sure that when you're doing this you only have the selected branch selected, not everything in the registry, because you don't need that much stuff. Click save. Two files here called TAS1 and TAS2. If we right hand click and go edit, it opens up and this is the information that we need. Control C to copy, and now you go to your plugins location, open up the VFX info file, and we're going to create a new command in here called registry keys, 3 dots. The 3 dots indicates that it's more than one line. So paste in the information, exactly it is, and it must have the regedit 4 at the top, which indicates that it's the NT4 version of the file. You can see here the automatically generated section. We've now put in a new area called registry keys, followed by this. We now go to the TAS2 file, right hand click once again, edit, grab all the information, and just leave out the reg 4 this time. Control C to copy, and paste that in. You've now got all the registry keys that the plugin requires. Having a look at the registry keys that we've just copied, you can see that it's pointing to locations on the C drive where there's extra supporting files that the plugin's going to need beyond just the single DLL. So what we're going to do now is browse to the folder where all that's located, which is, Applied Acoustic Systems Tasman 4 demo folder. Grab that, copy it, come back to the wizard file, and we're going to add one called DIRS to copy, which I've already typed in. Paste the location in here, and because Windows and Linux use different slashes, we're going to change all the slashes in here to be the other way around. With DIRS to copy, we must have one at the start because we're referring to the C drive, program files, and so forth. If the Tasman 4 demo folder was where the DLL resided in the same location, we could simply type it in like that, and that's sufficient. At the moment we put in the slash at the beginning, it means that it's from C drive. Now some plugins require other DLLs to run, so to find out what else the plugin requires, I'm going to show you a program called Process Explorer. It's a free program you can download off the internet. If we now browse and bring up the VFX exe file, you can now see all the DLLs that are currently in use. If I move that to the side and bring up our VFX application, what's really cool is when you switch between banks or presets, it then tells you in red the DLLs that have stopped, and when you then come back into the preset again, the DLLs which just started again. So you can see that it needs 2 DLLs, DCI Man 32 and DD Draw, so the direct draw DLLs. So we're going to add these files into the files to copy in our VFX info file. So files to copy is going to be DCI Man 32.dll and DD draw.dll, and they're going to be in the Windows System 32 folder. Now to make the folder we're going to copy all these files to be a lot more neat and organized, we're going to put the 2 dots in, and we're going to type in System32, which is going to create a folder called System32, which I'm going to show you that in a second. It'll all make sense. So it just means copy the file from this location and place it in a folder called System32. Save the VFX info file, and now I want to put that on the desktop because we're about to delete the location. Save to the desktop. Come into the VMachine plugs folder, delete the Tasman 4 folder, restart the VFX application, import the VST instrument, select the DLL, then on the desktop we've got the VFX info file, open that, and now that imports and copies all the files across. To show you what that's now done, we can open up the VMachine plugs folder, and there's the folder named, and you've got the System32 files copied into a folder called System32, just as we told it in here, and the files to copy to System32. We've also got all the, we've told it to copy a whole directory across, and that folder is there. all the files are in place.